Welcome back. It's international break. The United States has a couple of big games coming up. Let's get right into it.
U.S. men's national team is back, coming up this weekend. You've seen the roster reveal, some changes from the last camp, some obvious people not there.
Some injuries here and there. You
Yep.
You hate to hear that. You hope that everyone gets to full fitness, especially around the international breaks. But you also want them to be at full health, for their clubs and for them to show what they can do for the team and for the national team.
Unfortunately, some of those big names are people like Pulisic. Cardoso's coming back from injury.
Chris Richards,
injury.
Injury question mark. We don't. There could be more there. I mean, there's a couple of different.
Tim Weah.
Tim Weah, another one who you would expect to see there, but injuries keeping him out. You hate to see that, but a couple of additions that were a little questionable. Some weird decisions. We all love Malik Tillman, but he's injured, so he decided, you know what? I'm going to go get his brother.
Wow.
I'm going to go get Timmy.
Timmy Tillman.
Timmy gets the call up. I mean, a lot of people weren't happy with that when you consider some of the production. Like, his numbers in the MLS this year haven't been great. I mean, he definitely has promise. He's a young player that could come into the national team in a couple of years and be a real star and be pretty good and productive for us. But I don't think yet. I mean, he's not shown it so far in the MLS. You have some other guys that weren't called up that have better numbers in the MLS.
One of them, Brian Gutierrez, this guy,
Yeah.
He's a Mexican international as well. There's rumor he might go over to Mexico. Poch wants to, be really unbiased toward the MLS, look at those players objectively and really see what they have to offer, and I can appreciate that.
Yeah.
When you're looking at that, though, Timmy Tillman, as Trevin said, doesn't really have the same output as some of the other players in his position who we have that option for in the MLS. And, Tyler Adams going out, it's a huge miss. There's a few huge misses. I mean, Weston McKennie, this guy who's actually been playing pretty well, considering he's always switching positions, switching managers.
He does what he needs to, and he's always there. He's consistently in that Juve team, no matter the manager, whether he has to prove himself or not.
Yep.
He's always in and around the squad, no matter if they're trying to get rid of him and then they give him a contract the next month. And, all these different factors that he's had to deal with. And now not getting caught up, could it be an injury? Could it be Poch not wanting to bring him in because he's got, his mind on Juve and the new manager, trying to prove it to him? Who knows? But, I mean, it's disappointing not to see him there.
Especially, you got to consider, there's a lot of really key players out because of injury. And it's unfortunate because you want to see our star guys playing week in, week out. Anthony Robinson, this guy's been out for how long? I mean, there's guys who have been out because of injury who we really want to see implemented in this Pochettino system. When you see players like Weston McKennie, who arguably, and honestly, I don't think it's really an argument, he's a top 5 player in our team.
Yeah.
To be honest, I think he's a top 5 player. What do you think of him on an individual basis? If he's like top tier player in the world, like where you rank him in midfielders,
right.
Obviously that doesn't really matter. But in terms of our midfield 3, he's in there for me. And I just can't see a world where he's not even called into the squad, right? Like he's not even participating.
It's strange.
It is. It's weird. I really want to see guys like Aiden Morris, Tanner Tessman do well.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
you have to think from a fan's perspective. What we've seen of Weston McKennie being able to play in different positions, what he's done for the USA, in his
previously
time. He's worked hard. He does his thing.
He's proved it.
Yeah, he's proved it.
Now that isn't to say that he's a nailed-on starter in the 11 every time. That's not at all what we mean. But you would think he's getting called up. He's somebody,
called up. He deserves to get called up.
You can almost write his name in that 25-man roster for the World Cup. I mean, he's just a very high-level player for this national team, and to not see him called in is disappointing. And I don't know what it is that he has to continue to prove himself to every single manager time and time again, no matter who it is.
Even on the national team level, we see it again. Some of the guys who are here, we want to give big shout-outs to. I mean, Haji Wright, Pepe, Balogun. Those are 3 strikers right there in the camp. Our strongest striker trio, I would say, that we have available, 100%. In my opinion. I really want to see all 3 of them get some game time in these 2 friendlies. I want to see what they're all about.
Important games coming up.
Playing together too. I mean, that's always a possibility. I'd love to see them play together. We see Haji Wright. He can play off the left, a little bit. He can play in a more creative role too. I just want to see those three guys. I'm really excited about that because, in my opinion, those are the three best strikers we have in our pool.
I mean, yeah. I don't think that any of those three will fail to take advantage.
Yeah.
Like, I'm confident that all three of them, coming back to the reviews that we'll do after the Paraguay and Uruguay games, I think whoever starts, I don't think it'll be Pepe because, he's coming back from his injury. I don't think he'll be thrown right into it, but I'm hoping he's going to get 20 minutes, 30 minutes off of the bench. He needs to take advantage of those minutes. The starter, whoever does get that start, needs to take advantage. If they're playing together, even better. Show that you can do that together because we need them. Those are the key players. We have so many creative players. Even now with this limited camp, there's still a lot of creative players. Some of them we'll get to here in a minute. But those guys are going to be so key. If they can score, if they can finish, and they can link up some of the play that we have seen Haji Wright not really be able to do and Balogun kind of start to do, we have to see more of it. And then this team can do so well with them scoring and really linking the play.
Them being able to play together just gives us another dimension. It just adds more to our arsenal of a team. Like, we'll be much better suited against
diverse options,
better opposition too. Just having that as another thing we can do. In terms of the creative players, I mean, we see Brendan Aronson, Diego Luna. Big shout out to the boy coming back.
Welcome back,
Gio. Mother freaking Reina. He deserves to be here. Not really based off of club, but based off of
pure talent.
Yeah, he deserves to be there.
I mean, he hasn't done amazing at Parma this year. Let's not kid ourselves. Gladbach. Excuse me. It was almost Parma.
Parma.
Excuse me. Gladbach. And you can also look at somebody else like Joe Scally, who also Gladbach.
Yeah.
Not getting called in, but
finally getting called in.
Gio Reyna finally gets called in. So does Scally.
They both need to show it.
They both got to take advantage. I mean, Scally obviously he performs. He plays every week for Gladbach, where Reyna is more of 30 minutes, the occasional start here. He's getting his feet wet there in the Bundesliga a little bit more with Gladbach. Obviously the experience with Dortmund, but completely different systems, and he's getting back into it, and it's so great to see him back into the national team because it's interesting to me where he'll play because he's got a couple of different spots that he can play, but I want to see where Poch uses him.
I'm really excited to see this. I hope we continue against Paraguay and Uruguay with three at the back, five at the back, whatever you want to call it. Even though we don't have Chris Richards, I really want to see Mark McKenzie really show out. That guy for me, this is his camp to really, prove that he's the sure starter.
We've been beating on the drum for Mark McKenzie for a long time. We need him to come through. We need some vindication on that because he really can be the second best center back on this team behind Chris Richards.
I think he can. He doesn't have the pass. Nobody really has the passing element of Tim Ream out the back.
No.
Even though he's 40, I think he's 40, knocking on 41. Who knows? This guy's. But he's there. He does his job, and he does it well. Mark McKenzie, he needs to solidify his spot in that back line. I think Richards and Ream are essentially nailed-on starters for the world. If I'm guessing right now, Pochettino's back three, it's including those two, Tim Ream and Richards, for sure.
It's just, can he get that spot?
Yeah.
Eventually, we feel like he should be able to be behind or above Ream in the pecking order, obviously, because Ream, he's getting
much older.
This is going to be his last tournament, but he really needs to step up and cement himself as a surefire starter because this, like Tanner said, is such an important camp right now.
This is his time. Matt Freeze coming in. We got 4 goalkeepers. Shout out Celentano, FCC.
5-1-3, baby.
I think it's really a big competition for a third goalkeeper. That's why they bring second and third, to be honest. That's why they bring so many. Matt Turner not getting called in.
Love to see it, though.
Some hate from Matt Turner.
Not really. I don't mean like
no.
That was bad timing. What I meant was you love to see the competition there for the goalies. Nobody's set in stone. It seems like we've had a lot of people get comfortable in years past, especially in the goalie position. You had Matt Turner, who wasn't a starter for his club, but still was a starter pretty much every time for the national team. So it's good to see that mix that you really want to see who's got what. Obviously, Matt Freeze, he's emerging as the number one for now. But the 2 and 3 spot, it's a big competition, and,
sure.
and who takes advantage of it.
I'm really excited to see Serginho Dest. Serginho Dest, Aiden Morris, Tanner Tessman, Gio Reyna. These are some of the guys I really want to see big performances from. Mark McKenzie, obviously, as we just said again. Mark McKenzie is probably the biggest for me. Honestly, no, I take Gio Reyna. I really want to see Gio Reyna.
If I could pick anybody to have just a fantastic baller of a game, it'd be Gio Reyna.
Gio Reyna, man. Even if he's just, I got a feeling that Luna and Aronson would probably start in those 10 roles before Reyna, but I know he's gonna get some type of minutes. You don't call him in to not play him a little bit, right?
Yeah.
So as long as he's good attitude in camp, doing what he can to prove himself, I really want to see some performance from Gio Reyna. Just something, man, something we can hope that he can continue on. Overall, though, like we said, some players missing out, some players injured, some players who need to prove themselves this camp even more. It's an exciting time to be a U.S. Men's National Team fan. The World Cup coming up for us.
Up and down year. We need to really capitalize on this set of games.
It's time. We got to.
Uruguay is a very good team. Paraguay.
2 South American teams that are really good.
You know that they're going to be tough as well, but obviously that Uruguay game you kind of have an eye on because they are so good. They are a fantastic team, especially when compared to the U.S. I mean, we have a real test. Can we pull it off? I mean, in a hopeful way, you can say I really want 3 points, but if you win it against Paraguay and draw against Uruguay and it's a really good game, you kind of take it. Yeah. Performance is what we need. We need performances.
We need good performances. Hopefully we can show out. These 2 games are going to be big. We'll let you know how we do, man. I mean, I think we can come out of here some wins. Uruguay is going to be tough, but Paraguay, it's a team I think we should be beating. And, we are missing a fair bit amount of our starters, as we pointed out. But these are 2 tough games, going to be a good competition. Hopefully we pick up some wins and keep some winning momentum going into the World Cup.